The Metroid series is my favorite video game series of all time. Hell, I can find something I like even in some of the weaker entries. This series is just epic, featuring a unique sci-fi atmosphere, gameplay that features many unique power-ups and incredible boss battles, the latter of which is the topic of today's countdown. From the gigantic, to the grotesque, to the downright awe-inspiring, the Metroid series is jam-packed with all kinds of unique alien boss battles. So I'm counting down my 10 favorites, which is a huge chore given the already large amount of memorable bosses from these games. Now, let the mission begin. Thardus is an unusual boss even for Metroid. It's not an organic creature or even a machine. It's a rock monster. I think rock monsters are pretty cool despite how implausible they are. They always make me wonder, how do you kill one of these things? Like, where would its weak spots be?
It's a rock, it doesn't have any vulnerable spots!
Okay, this is a boss in the Metroid Prime series, so that was a blatant lie. Most bosses in the Metroid Prime games have weak spots that have to be exploited using various weapons, kinda like the Legend of Zelda series. Thardus in particular has invisible weak spots that can only be seen with the thermal visor, and can only be made visible with the wave beam. Thardus isn't defenseless though. It can roll on the ground and even use telekinesis to chuck boulders at you. When you've blown up enough of Thardus' body, it'll collapse and explode, which gives us this strangely amusing clip. For some reason, I could watch that all day. Thardus was just a great boss fight, with unique design, eerie boss music, and unlike the Zelda series, the way to defeat this thing involved using several weapons that you acquired throughout the whole game, rather than just the recent weapon you got. Plus, it's a freaking rock monster! How awesome is that?! Remember that awesome fishing minigame from Ocarina of Time? Well, imagine a boss fight like that. I meant intentionally. In Metroid Other M, we got the Vorash battle, a fight with a giant lava whale that was built up for much of the game. And this fight delivered in spades on that build-up. The creature itself was fearsome, the music playing in the battle is amazing and frankly underrated, and the way you killed it was unique, perfectly utilizing Other M's dual perspectives. The Vorash swallowed a grapple beam node, and so when the beast surfaces from the lava and opens its mouth, you have to use your grapple beam to grab the node and literally fish out the Vorash from the lava. That is friggin' cool. Eventually, the boss changes tactics and tries to eat you, a deadly move that at the same time makes you able to deliver the final blow. Overall, this battle was creative, and it combined violent action with a unique method of beating a boss, by fishing. Although this battle does remind me of how much I'd rather have a Luminion on the receiving end of the line. Fucking bland fish. I freaking love Metroid Fusion. At times, I actually think it's better than Super Metroid, especially with its fantastic and more realistic atmosphere. This can be a scary game at points. The station you're in is always in danger of being sabotaged, and there's always this feeling that something is about to go horribly wrong. Early in the game, you see something traveling through the Arctic sector. Through the whole game, you're just wondering, oh my god, what is that? Until much later in the game when it destroys most of the Arctic sector and floods it. You track this creature down and it reveals itself as the Nightmare, a bioengineered abomination that can manipulate gravity and render your missiles useless. Slime seeps through its eerie and expressionless mask until you blow up its gravity warper and... Sorry, just vomited a little. You think Nightmare's face is gross already? Well, it gets more hideously deformed as the fight goes on. Ugh, not only is this boss hideous, it's also the toughest boss in Metroid Fusion. It is a great boss though. Atmospheric, unique with its gravity manipulation, and undeniably memorable with its imposing shape and disgusting face. All I have to say is, thank God it isn't a recurring villain in the series like Ridley. Otherwise, we might have to fight Nightmare again. Jesus Christ! Metroid Prime 3 deviated from the past two Prime games with its new focus on characters and voice acting. With that, we were introduced to three new memorable bounty hunters named Gandreda, Gore, and the series' ensemble dark horse, Rundus. After the game's prologue level, all of the hunters are sent across the galaxy to hunt down Leviathan seeds, and every one of them goes missing except for Samus. You go to the planet Brio, where you're ambushed by pirates, until a familiar face saves you. Rundus! Except after that, he tries to kill you. Oh, hell no. We have to fight Rundus now, don't we? At least the fight against your possessed ally is worthy of a grand exit for Rundus. The fight itself takes place in a field of ice pillars while Rundus, flies above you on ice rails, and the music in this fight is intensely memorable. It sounds like an army march in a frozen wasteland, fitting for this literally cold bounty hunter. It's simple to beat Rundus. You just rip off his armor with your grapple lasso and then unload on him with your hyper mode. In retaliation, however, Rundus can freeze you at close range with rapid-fire attacks, fire energy blasts while riding his ice rails, and even activate his own hyper mode, which creates a gigantic ice flail. It really feels like Rundus has his own arsenal with which to beat you with, as if you're fighting an icy doppelganger of yourself. It's a match of equals, which is why this fight is so great, which makes it all the more painful when Rundus is defeated. And no, I'm not going to use Josh's line here. Because technically speaking, we didn't kill Rundus. Oh, okay. I'm getting way too literal here. Moving on. Ridley is Samus Aran's eternal nemesis, the one who killed her parents and an important space pirate official. Just about every battle with this giant flying reptile is memorable. From the Omega Ridley battle in Prime 3, to the awesome battle in Other M after Samus recovers from bad writing, to Ridley X from Fusion where... Yep, this time I came prepared. But among the coolest and also the most original has to be in Prime 3, where you face Meta Ridley while falling down a giant shaft. The falling aspect is truly unique here, and there's even a meter that displays how close you are to hitting the ground. Later in the battle, you get to attack Ridley head-on, and it's so satisfying just to shoot Ridley in the face like that. In the face! It's a very bare-bones kind of battle, and it's very easy, but the whole uniqueness of this fight with your nemesis just really works well here. It's a neat gameplay shift, and it'll go down as one of Metroid's signature moments. Headshot! As we established with Thardus, there are some weird bosses in the Metroid series. I mean, not only do we have a rock monster, we also have an alien ghost, Phantoon. It seems weird at first that a ghost is appearing in this series, but somehow it works. Phantoon was a standard boss in Super Metroid, attacking you with a slew of ghostly fire attacks inside the wrecked ship. However, like Nightmare, it returns in Other M, but with a slight twist. It's gigantic! This boss is only available in the post-game of Other M, and I suppose you could call it the game's true final boss. Phantoon is at the same time a crazy awesome battle, yet a crazy tough battle if you aren't prepared for it. There is stuff happening everywhere in this fight. There are ghostly hands attacking you, giant pools of darkness swamping the battlefield, and an endless stream of flaming eyeballs home in on you non-stop as if the game has suddenly become Toho Other M. This battle is presented in a way that feels cinematic, and the fight's difficulty makes perfect sense given the massive size and arsenal of Phantoon. It appears right the hell out of nowhere, but it's a fight that delivers on action. And it makes me realize how lucky I am that I fought crappy Pokemon on this show instead of eldritch abominations like Fantoon. The Emperor Ing battle from Metroid Prime 2 is a 3-phase boss battle that will decide the fate of 2 worlds. Each phase tests all of your skills, and the boss itself looks really friggin' cool. The first form tests your shooting skills as you attack the Emperor's tentacles, as well as your dodging skills when the Emperor's tentacles are sent through holes in space itself. Attacking the Emperor's weakness, its eye, is incredibly fun to do, as you get to unload all of your charge combos at it. When the eye is down, the Emperor goes into a cocoon and you have to bomb it while in morph ball mode. And then it hatches. Man, is that thing ugly! In this last phase, you have to beat the mutated Emperor Ing by triggering a beam-specific weakness with your super missiles, and then attacking with opposite polarity energy. Speaking of bullet hell, have you seen how many lasers this thing fires? While this fight isn't as big a puzzle boss as, say, Flogra or the Chica, this fight still feels like something major. All of your skills are put to the test against a powerful foe, and the end of an interdimensional war is at hand in this battle. One last thing, the music in this fight. Awesome! Quadraxis is a prototypical example of how to make a well-designed boss battle. Before you even fight this thing, you're struck dumb by how big Quadraxis is, and when you start the fight, your skills are already put to the test. As you dodge the hulking machine's wide variety of weapons, such as its Annihilator Beam and machine guns, you have to disable its legs with your Morph Ball and Super Missiles. When Quadraxis' legs collapse, its body is somehow still working, and its head is actively trying to kill you. Here, you have to use your Echo Visor to sever the connections between the head and body. And you'd think that would be all, but then the head is still active with its body deactivated, and now you have to jump off its body's husk using conveniently placed spider ball tracks. You use the body to jump onto the head and then deliver the final coup de grace by bombing the head twice. This is a long battle, and it's somewhat lacking in the wow factor at points, but did you see how detailed that fight was? This fight might as well be enough to warrant the publishing of Samus Aran's Guide to Robot Demolition. Okay, I already talked to death about how awesome this fight was in my greatest final battles list, but I digress. The Mother Brain fight from Super Metroid is just classic. This fight delivers in its emotional impacts. You think it's just going to be like the original Mother Brain fight, but no. Instead, they turned Mother Brain into a freaking dinosaur which begins to utterly destroy you with its lasers of rainbow death. It looks like you're screwed, but then the baby Metroid appears, stuns Mother Brain, and heals you. Unfortunately, after that, it gets killed by the resurrected Mother Brain, but in its last moments, it gives you the Hyper Beam, and you proceed to annihilate Mother Brain and reduce it to ashes. The fight itself, gameplay-wise, however, in hindsight, it seems somewhat lacking to me. Mother Brain just stands there the whole fight as you shoot it, and some of its attacks just don't seem to fit. Bombs? Really? Seems like a lame attack for a freaking dinosaur, even for one with a one-eyed brain for a head. I'd imagine it would use more physical attacks personally. Overall, this is an excellent emotional fight in spite of my gameplay nitpicks. It is an epic sci-fi struggle to be remembered for years to come. So you've discovered that you're prophesized to be the one that saves the world. You scour the entire planet searching for the 12 artifacts. You get all 12 artifacts, and then you head to the temple to break the seal on the impact crater and destroy the Metroid Prime. Then you arrive at the temple and...
You done fucked up now!
oh hell yeah! It's on! The Meta Ridley battle from Metroid Prime is just a perfect boss battle. An epic showdown between you and your eternal nemesis. This fight was built up for the entire game, and the payoff was just excellent. This cyborg bastard just blew up the only way for you to save the world, and now Samus Aran is about to strike the hell back. Ridley flies all over the place, performing aerial bombardments and striking you with lasers as you attempt to shoot the beast out of the sky. The atmosphere this fight evokes is just incredible too. As Ridley circles around the temple, you have to be cautious and brace yourself for his incoming sneak attacks. The music in this fight is just amazing. It's a fast-paced remix of the original Ridley theme from Super Metroid, made to sound more mechanical and ever more fitting for all the ferocity that Samus's deadly foe gives off. When you take out his wings, he's probably an even bigger threat due to it getting smart at protecting the weak spot on its chest. It's here that the fight becomes a true showdown. You're facing your greatest enemy one-on-one on the ground, and it all just feels so badass. This is where the fight also becomes a slight puzzle, where you have to shoot Ridley in the mouth to make it keel over so you can pump plasma into its chest. And when all's said and done, you beat Ridley and the temple reactivates to lay the final smackdown. The fight with Meta Ridley from Metroid Prime has something for everybody. It's intense, it's atmospheric, it plays well, and it's even fairly challenging. It's got everything I like in a boss battle, and overall, it is my favorite Metroid boss battle ever. I'm the Autarch of Flame, and my favorite video game of all time is Metroid Prime. Nope.
Card is dented anyway, right?
Well, even then, I don't think Blastoise compares exactly to 120 HP and 100 attack power.
Touché, my friend, touché. Well, let's see what you think of these guys.
Tempting. I see a few of my favorites there.
Speaking of, a lot of people are clamoring for top 15 best Pokemon.
I'm kinda iffy about that one.
I agree. I mean, how are we gonna do it? I mean, do we put legendaries on there? Do we ban them? I mean, what are we gonna do?
And then you get all the people saying our list isn't tier accurate or some crap like that.
What the fuck you just said that? But I mean, if you think about it, top 15 best Pokemon, that's gonna be way too subjective, especially for a countdown. It's supposed to be like slightly objective, right? Although I just thought of something. I mean, last time we did something like this, we fought a Burmy. What's gonna happen if we do top 15 best?
Yeah. Like, what would happen if a Rayquaza just dropped on my house like that? There's only so much my Hanzo sword can take. I mean, it's only a...
Aha!
Okay, that looks cool.
It's Shining Noctowl, so ultra rare.